The editor function in Screencastify is up at the top, and it comes in when you're at this stage once you've finished filming. Now, it's quite effective and it's very good for a number of things. What's best use, however, is avoiding these trimming options, which can be a bit fiddly sometimes. So I've got a 10-second video. I'll just play it so we can see what we've got, which basically shows someone searching for something on the internet and then going through the results. So search for Anna and Elsa, and then it brings up the image results, and it's just selecting one of those. So it's a very, very short video. So that's my little video. Maybe I want to trim a bit off at the end, or I want to knit another video into it, or I want to add some text to the top. So this time I just go into Open in Editor, and it'll open a new tab, and it's effectively creating a new copy of the video that I can start editing. Now it has to load it up, and the longer the video, the longer it'll take. As a 10-second video, this is pretty quick. Like most video editing software, it's got the film strip down at the bottom, and it's got a timeline along it as well, so you can see where it is. Now, as a 10-second video, it means my film strip looks quite short. Using the zoom function, I can basically make this scale separate out a bit more, which makes my film strip appear bigger. So I can just drag it open, and it just stretches it out a little bit more. So if I hit play, you can see I've still got the same film strip. And you can see I've got this little white icon running through. It's a little line showing where I'm up to in the film. Now, because I've zoomed in, I can be a little bit more precise than I was with the trim option. I can go to the exact moments I want to cut. So it might be that I want to put my line there just before. So looking at the screen, I can see it's just before my results come in. Because when I move the mouse there, the results are coming in. And when I move the mouse backwards, I've got those dolls on the screen. So there's a moment here where there's a blank screen. So I might decide I want to cut, which all that happens if I click there, it puts a snip in my film strip. Now, when I press play, it still behaves and plays just as normal because it's perfect jump over. There's no sync, there's nothing there. It just jumps over the two. It does mean, however, now that I've got two separate bits of film, so I can actually drag these around and change the order if I want to. It'd be a bit pointless in this video, but I can change the order, or I can even put another clip in between. So say I wanted to move things around within my video, it gives me the option to do that. So the cut tool makes a nice little snip. If I decided I didn't want this bit on the end of the video, I could now just make sure I've got this second bit. See, the one I've clicked on is the one that is yellow. If I click on the delete, I can chop and throw that bit away. It's a lot more precise, and it's a little bit more forgiving than using the trim tool just straight after the video. And you have got an undo button, which is very, very useful. So I could trim that bit off the end, decide, oh no, I didn't want to do that, and I can bring it back. Again, a lot more forgiving. Another option I have as well, especially looking at this point in the video here where I've got a blank screen for a second, is I might decide I want to add some text. Now, it's not as good in that it doesn't give you as many options as other video editing software, but you can write something in there. So what do you think we will get? Say it was a lesson on searching. You can change the font a little bit. You've got a few choices. It's not the most varied, but you have got some choices there, and you can make sizes slightly different, and you can move it around the screen a little bit. You can't just pick it up and drag it like you would in Publisher or Slides. It is pretty much stuck to these major ones. And you can just play around with the colour a little bit, so you can make it stand out a little bit if you really want to, but it's not the most flexible. The one thing it has got a lot of flexibility over is that you can see above my film strip, I've had the bar appear for text. Now, what I can do is just by dragging the ends of this one, I can control how long the text is on screen for. So it's a bit like music editing software now, where you can see the different layers. So as my timeline goes along, that appears when it's on screen. So that is the editor function. What is really useful with it compared to the other bits is that it's able to add another clip in. So at the moment I've got one clip and I've cut it into two bits, but I can actually add another clip. So by clicking on that, I could either upload from whatever source I have, so it could be anywhere on my computer that I've got saved. I could go into my Screencastify folder and find other videos. I could find videos that I've downloaded. So here it's bringing up a few videos I've downloaded recently. I could just drop one of those in. I've got one about the Jamboard in the classroom. I could drop that in there. So have a think about it as it prepares it. And once it's done, it drops the video in towards the end. So now I've got 3 clips in there, and this one's a much longer one. And see, it's highlighted in yellow, so I could choose this clip and I could decide I wanted to drag it in. Now, because I've now got a longer clip, it might be that the view needs to shrink back a little bit. Because remember, my first clip was only 10 seconds long. So looking at it this way, when I've zoomed out a bit more, you can see that I've got a clip and a very short clip and then a great long clip. So it might be that I want to say take that clip to the end. And I might want to move my speech bit or my text on screen. I might want to move that around and stretch it out for a bit longer. Now, this is looking very messy now, but it's just a quick example. So that is how I could start knitting together different clips. There's no limit to how many different clips you could put together. I use the upload because that allowed me to into my account. You could just go into your Google Drive as well. It just brings you up the familiar looking Google Drive interface, at which point you can start searching as well. So you can search within your drive, or you can also use the videos function, which just puts a filter in for video files first, which is quite useful if you've uploaded quite a lot of them recently or you have lots of videos on your account. So that is a way to use the editor, and it's quite effective. Again, you've got the undo function. You can get rid of bits that you don't want, and when you're finished, all you need to do is go up to